Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning Leap session from Quantum Leap. It is Wednesday, August the 3rd, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we come together to take a look at the market, macro to micro, the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. This is a subscription room, so if you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is a non-commercial venture, so just send me an email. We do this live every day in the go-to, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the day. Before we get going, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so taking a look at the news on the day, we did have ADP non-farm employment change. It came out with a beat at 179 versus 171 expected. 9:45 we have final services PMI, and then at 10 o'clock we have ISM non-manufacturing, and of course we have crude oil inventories at 10:30. These are all Eastern times. Taking a look at yesterday, our main hypothesis yesterday was a rotation up into the 64 area, somewhere between 64 and 66. We were looking for that the sellers to step in and rotate us down and come down and come into the 53 area, and then chop around there and then push down into that microcomposite VPOC from the 2 days after the second gap up at 45.50, 46 area. We did get that. They did push through a little bit lower down to the 41 area. We did create a little bit of a weak low down here, and then they rotated it back up into the 46, and we basically chopped around that and tried to get back above and hold above that key line in the sand at 49 1/4, and we did close up there at the 52, 53 area. So basically, Hypo 1 played out perfectly yesterday with a little bit of extension down into the 41. Didn't quite get down to the other key line in the sand at 38 1/4. That's going to be our key line in the sand, no longer 49. The reason for that is the fact that we've been chopping around that 49 area most of the Globex session. So let's take a look at the Globex session. You can see that we opened up here at the 53 level. We went as high as 54, and then we rotated all the way down into 45. And if you look at yesterday's value area, high and low, our value area high yesterday was 53.50. Our value area low was 44.50. We basically have traded inside of value, the whole overnight session. And this is a good example of, a longer time frame price rejection area. As they challenge it, becomes a short time frame price acceptance, and it is basically one tick below the 49. That 48.75 is our overnight VPOC, and it's got some strong kurtosis to it, a strong bell curve. So I am expecting a breakout from this 49 level. We just don't know whether or not it's going to be a breakout to the upside or a break to the low side. The key is, for me, when we break outside of yesterday's value, we should get the bigger move. But right now, we're chopping inside of that value. But let's just take a step back. As you know, each morning I like to start with a basic candlestick chart. Just using TOS here for simplicity of the system to show the 9 EMA, the 20 SMA, and a candlestick. I start on a monthly. What I'm looking for is where are we within the different time frames. And you can see on the monthly we've had this long, beautiful upward trend. At the end of 2015, they challenged it, then took it back. Beginning of 2016, they challenged it, took it back. and now we've gone up and made new all-time highs up at 77.75. That 77.75, of course, was put in the Globex on Sunday night, and it is an unequalized high. Our RTH all-time high is 72.75, so we have a all-time high in the RTH, an all-time high in the Globex that's unequalized and will have to be equalized at some point in time. That doesn't mean it has to be done today, but something we'll be looking for. And of course, we have levels. Basically, I'm using that 54 level as a, 64 level as a key line in the sand above, where I think if we get above that 64 resistance, we could get a bigger move up towards the 77 again. But you've got good slope and separation starting for the continuation on the monthly. On the weekly, you see we've had, these 5 weeks of bullish candles. We opened in the Globex session on Sunday. Our month opened 21.74. So far, we're below that. We opened up at 74, peaked up into 77, and so far this week has been a down week. And we do have this technical gap. The gap closes down in the 21.23 area. I'm really watching that 21.14.50, which is the 50% of the significant breakout candle that we'll look at when we get to the structure and the composite. Going down to the daily, you can see we've had this tight balance. We talked about the fact if we poked into the 72s and couldn't hold, that likely we would run through this consolidation area and test the bottom of it. And we tested the bottom of it and broke out and went down into that 46. And so far, we've picked up buyers at the 46 and we've rotated back up. We're currently below the 9 and the 20 on the daily. So the 20 SMA is at 52 area, at 53, and that is the top of the value area from yesterday. I'm sorry, that is the top value area high, 53.50. So we are seeing some weakness on the daily. Going down into the intraday, the 4-hour, you can see we've got good slope and separation. We've had this strong move down since the all-time high was put in on Sunday night, and so far on the 4-hour, we've got a downward trend in progress, and price is starting to parallel the 9 pretty nicely after having that big sell-off in the early session of yesterday's RTH. Going to the 1-hour, you can see that we've had the strong trend, and now we've kind of gone into a consolidation. We are below the 9 and the 20, so we could get the continuation wave, but we don't know. Got a bit of a bearish flag here. If I draw this here, it's a pennant. You can see that we have this bearish flag setting up, but we have to see if it breaks below the lower line. You can see that that's going to be a break below that CLVN at 49.25, and a move down towards that 46. Going down to the 30-minute, you can see 30-minute is giving us complete consolidation, no real trend. We are sitting right on top of the 9 and the 20. We're getting an MA hug here, and a decision point will be made whether we break above or break below. And again, that's at that key level of 49.25. Going to the 15-minute, you've got sideways consolidation, but we are starting to see a little bit of slope and separation to the upside, a little bit of a bounce on that ADT number. And then going to the 5-minute, same thing. We've bounced off of the 20, and we're now above the 9, and we could get an upward push here. I was looking at this right here, and we have since the Globex, we have a descending broaden. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. A descending broadening wedge that we're basically trading in right now on a smaller time frame. We had a little bit of a megaphone here, and we've broken below it. And again, we're just going sideways and trying to hold the 20 SMA on the 5-minute. Okay, going to the structure, the bigger picture, I've incorporated now the microcomposite from the 2-day consolidation after the break, because we dipped down yesterday down into that 2-day microcomposite. I've moved my microcomposite and starting it now from the 11th through to yesterday. I still have my 2-day microcomposite sitting behind it because of the microcomposite VPOC. Remember, when you fail to hold value and you're searching for buyers, where's the likelihood where they're going to go and search for them? Down where they accepted price before, which is around that 45, 50, 46 area. And now we've bounced and we're struggling to get back and hold above the CLVN at 49 and a quarter. But overall, you can see we've got a double distribution now showing on this microcomposite, and the key LVN, microcomposite LVN, is here at the 52, and our value area is still above us up at the 54. Remember that 54 is right near our value area high from yesterday at 53.50. So this 54 is going to be key, but the real key is going to be above the 64 to 66 level, and likely going to use that 65.50 I was talking about yesterday as my key line in the sand above, because above that I think we're going to push up through into the 67 and then go and tackle the RTH high at 72.75 and that unadjusted Globex all-time high at 77.75. So long as we stay below 49, I'm looking for a trip and a rotation through this distribution zone and a test of the low again and a push down to test 38. Anything below 38, which is now going to be back to our key line in the sand, I'm looking for the bigger move back down through this thin area and back towards the 22 area, filling in these gaps, and the 50% of the significant breakout candle that broke us out of this balance area and this value area that we were in, distributed around this distribution zone that centers around that 42. And remember that our composite VPOC is 42, and that goes all the way back to the beginning of 2013. So if we fail to hold the 2000s, the key level is going to be that 86 as the first move down, because that's where we accepted price just before the breakout, and then down to the 81.79 level. And if we get back inside of this value, then a bigger trip down back into this undetermined fair value that is down here, and likely come down here and shop again until we mature the auction and accept price around this 42. But that's a long ways away. Let's take a look at the levels from overnight and start moving them over. Right now, our daily ATR, 20-period daily, is 1868. So our daily upside ATR is at 64. Also have the naked VPOC and the naked close at 64.50 and 64.75. And again, this is going to be my key line in the sand up here, and a move above that. I'm looking for that move up into the 70s. I'm actually going to use that midpoint, or I'm sorry, LVN 65.50. So I'm going to give it a little bit of room. You know what? I'm going to use the 66. I was going to use the 65.50, but I'm going to use the 66 and a quarter because if we get up here, I'm not using the 64 because I expect 64 to be a target, and we could push through that target and then fail off of that 66 67 level. Remember, we've got the CHVN up here at 67 with the CLVN at that 65.50. But I think 66 is a little bit safer of the two numbers. Our ATR to the downside is 21.35 and a quarter, so that gives us range to come down here and test this 38 and a quarter and possibly break it. Our overnight VPOC is sitting at 49. I doubt that it's going to change. And there's really not much more information that the overnight session can give us because of the fact that we've been basically in balance around inside of that value area from yesterday. So as it stands right now, we do have 30 minutes, but I doubt we're going to break out of this value within that 30 minutes. It's possible. It's we're only 4 points away, but basically we're going to get an open auction in range, likely get an open push in both directions. There's not much you can do or lean against here. I am expecting likelihood that we are going to test both sides of this. We've got the naked close and we've got the naked VPOC above and below us, so we should have a fairly wide opening range. I mean, the trade areas are pretty specific today. They're going to be this 53.50. It's going to be this 44.50 in both the value area and the LVNs. You can see that we've got a pretty blunt distribution zone that we've been filling in overnight, and we've created this kurtosis around 49. But we've got these LVNs right at both the value area high and value area low. So for me, it's really hard to trade this 49 area because you can't lean on that 49 anymore, as a key level because of how much we've traded there overnight. So right now, I got to go to a smaller time frame to look at this area within this 10, basically what is a 10-point value area to try to find trade setups to lean against, because there's really not much. You could say, okay, just be long above 49 and a quarter and below, stay short. Problem is, it's likely to chop back and forth a couple points either way, and you're likely to get chopped up. So very difficult to trade off of that 49. I mean, if you want to be aggressive, the low 49, look for them to go and take out the 47 and possibly down at the 46.50. And if it's above, try to get long into the gap close. But we're likely to see some chop on the open. So just especially with the fact that we've got news ISM coming out at 9:45 and 10 o'clock. So you're likely better to wait to see who takes control and where we break out of value. So just going to the upside first, above the 54, I'd be targeting that 60 area, 60 and a 60.75. That is our 15-day, now 16-day microcomposite VPOC. If you want an early target or an add-on area, I'd be looking at this LVN right here. I think we're going to, that 57.50 from the prior session's low. I think that from Friday's low, I think you could use that as an add-on if it gets above towards that 60.75. This is pretty thin area, so we're likely to travel through here quite easily, and definitely be long above the 53.50, looking to how they react to the 57.50, and then if they break above it, you can do an add-on into 60.75, with the ultimate target being up here at the 64, where our daily ATR, the range high from yesterday, and the naked VPOC and naked close that they left by 2 ticks and 3 ticks. And then 66, and then all our levels above all remain the same. Our weekly ATR has come down with the move down to 41 and a half yesterday. So our weekly 20-period ATR is running 49 points. So our weekly upside ATR target is 21.90.50, and we have all these regular measured moves and targets above. Below 44, I'd be targeting the 41.50, this week low. And then below that, the key line in the sand at 38.25, and then our daily ATR downside at 35. You've got the 33.75, which is a CHVN and a naked VPOC, and then we've got those gaps at 30.50. Our weekly downside ATR target still remains the same off of the high of the Globex session on Sunday, is down at 21.28.75, and then we've got the 26 area, and then all this confluence down here between the 22s and the 1450s. So anything below that 38, look for them to come down and test the 26, and if they can't hold the 26, they push through to all these key levels. And this is where I think that you could start looking to look for a long again down in this area, and possibility of finding some support and move back up if if we don't get back above that 64 level and we continue to search for search for buyers below. Our Keltner right now, our center line is 48.50. We're currently above it. If we stay above it and move up into the upper Keltner channel, that takes us up into that 55 area, and a breakout of the value above, and probably get a line walk up into the 57.50. If we can't hold the center line and move down to test the lower Keltner, it's going to take us down into the 41.75 area. Not going to do gold today. Gold is definitely made that move we were talking about, and it's come back and gotten below the 71.30 key line in the sand. So I'm looking for a retrace coming down, but I'm not going to be trading gold today, so I'm not going to bother with it. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. Trying to keep these shorter. It's hard to get a lot of information in on a short period of time. Anyways, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.